Today is the most important day of the week because we have CPI data, inflation, United States coming out 1 hour before New York open. Also, we had a move on BTC and the question is, was this it or can we go higher? I will show you my levels and my trades, that and more in today's video. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Without further ado, let's start diving in. As I said, CPI data is coming out. Inflation United States. 2 months ago we had 3%. That was so far the lowest. The month before in July was 3.3, and now the general consensus is that we're going towards 3.6. That has to do with an increase in prices for food and energy. And when those prices are going up, that's a big part of the equation, and therefore you see inflation coming up. Let's hope that that is not the new wave of inflation that's coming. We need, of course, more data for that, but so far it doesn't look all too pretty. All right, let's quickly then go to BTC. As you may remember, in the previous video we had two levels here, a negative point of control and a daily. We hit that very nicely, but not before we took out the liquidity here from the lows. That is also something that I've been talking about. This was first a triple low, then it looked like that we were even making a fourth low area, but actually quickly after that we just dumped down, took the liquidity, range there for a little bit, and eventually we had to move to the upside. Actually very nice, in total more than 6%, so congratulations if you took the trade. I took the the second trade on the dip here, so this is on the hourly, and I took this trade, put my stop loss underneath, and soon after actually we got another one, and then I got stopped out. Yeah, this was a bit of a drop in SFP and SFP of the SFP, and then we finally went higher, but we also hit a crucial level already on the second wick, and therefore I was relatively careful. Also, this was looking extremely bearish, so I treated it as a long scalp. Therefore I was also aggressive with my stop loss. Like I said, after that we got to move up. So this trade that we put in, taking liquidity underneath all of the lows, we can take it out now. Congratulations if you took it. If you haven't taken profits, please do so. And the next trade that we had also right away got activated. That was the fact of taking the liquidity off these highs, and then also rotate here from the golden pocket. We had a slight touch, just one wick up, take the liquidity not only from these highs but also a pump, SFP, SFP, same kind of story as down here, dump, SFP, SFP, and then up. And here we had the same pump, SFP, SFP, and then going lower. So a little bit ugly price action if you're asking me, because we're constantly just going higher, sideways dump, higher, sideways dump, higher, sideways dump, lower, sideways pump, and again higher, sideways dump. It just looks very ugly. I've seen better days for crypto, but so far the moves have been pretty good. Okay, quickly then to the short trades, because let's say that the CPI data is good. Can we then take a short trade if we go higher? Yes, there are two levels that I'm looking at. One is to take out the current high that we have right now, to maybe really pump up one more time, maybe spend some time here at the golden pocket, because now we just had one quick touch and then we went lower. Then I would definitely take the trade. We will also most likely print something like bearish divergences on the hourly. That would actually be a very juicy trade. If we go higher and we are breaching that thick yellow line of the significant high, then we have a little bit of a bigger area. I would say somewhere here from the golden pocket or the significant high till the 78.6. So we're really covering then a little bit of a bigger area. So this whole area where we had all these candles where price was really just grinding, there you will most likely encounter some traffic. I would be very surprised if price can just completely bust through, but that will be my second short. So the first one is starting then off from 26,560 to approximately 26,800, and then the second one is starting from 26,800 to approximately 27,400. Now you might say, well Ray, why don't you just take this trade and then just completely move to the upside because it's just one big area. No, it really depends on how we get there and the price section that I'm seeing there. So once I'm seeing some weakness in the first part or a quick SFP of this high that we put in yesterday, then the first trade is activated, and then of course I will not put my stop loss all the way here on top for that second trade. That would be very stupid. That's of course not something you do. You then put your stop loss just above that wick, and then again this first trade play is then activated, and then you just play it to the downside. On the bottom side, can we also long something? Yes, but please be a little bit careful because there's actually not so much that I like. If you are going lower, for example, the 0.5 for now actually would do. Let me put this exactly, because then you can long from 25,700-ish. Why is that a nice level? Well, that is because then you are taking out the lows here, but you keep this low right here intact. And you're then also kind of front running here the golden pocket, because the golden pocket is now so underneath the value area low. So then you're right away going from value area high, point of control, value area, losing it, and then again go back up. I think we do not have the strength right now in the market to have these kinds of plays, because in general, overall, it still has been very weak, very bearish. If I just look at the indicator, I would say, nah, you know what, we might have another push up. Could be the CPI news. That would be very, very nice. If I look then at the 4 hourly, then I would say not all too bad, also not all too great. I mean, we have here the momentum wave that has a little bit of an identity crisis. First a red dot, then a green dot, but we're seeing that the money flow is pretty much curving back down. That looks a little bit weak. RSI is also split, also looks weak. So I wouldn't be surprised, let's say that the data is okay or good, that we might get something like this, a big pump up. That is then right away your entry. So you need to stick at the charts and then to go lower again to create then eventually on the bigger time frame that bears divergence. But if you then have a big pump up and a quick move down, this really can happen within 5 to 10 minutes. And then this whole 4 hourly play is still very much valid. But then on, like I said, the 5 minute or 15 minute, your candles then look just a little bit different. Quickly then, last but not least, on the daily, how are we doing there? We are curving up a little bit to the upside. As you can see, the momentum wave is slowly going higher. VWAP up higher, RSI is looking okay. Money flow still very much in the red. I do not have any confidence in this, that we suddenly will get a very big move to the upside and eventually in reverse. So far it just looks super weak. Also the fact that we pumped up from the top to the bottom more than 6%, and eventually there's like 3% something left. I just think that is actually pretty weak, like I said, because you're giving almost half away already. And if you are in a much stronger environment and you really see bigger moves to the upside, then there are barely any retraces, and you just have quick pumps to the upside. So far you can see that it's just relatively weak. I think until CPI data comes out, again 1 hour before New York Open, we will not see a whole lot. And then when the news comes out, we're getting a big spike to the upside, to the downside. Might look like a heartbeat again. So something like this, price comes in, higher, lower, and eventually sideways again, or the other way around, lower, higher, and then sideways again. Something like this we have seen a million times already on these news events. Please don't trade this, just wait until the market shows direction. A very clear point of support and resistance, the ones that I just pointed out, but don't try to catch the move somewhere here, or when we go down already, try to catch moves somewhere here, because this goes up and down super fast. We're talking about seconds. So then you will definitely get liquidated, get stopped out, and that comes from someone that talks from experience in the past, and therefore I'll also already for a very long time do not trade the news at all because of these crazy weeks in crypto. Okay guys, I hope that you liked it, hope it was informative, and if you do like it or it was informative, then please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description. Without further ado, see you in the next one. Bye bye.